All right, the water's not as high as I thought it was gonna be. It rained last night, but apparently it's just not as high as I thought. So we're gonna have to look for some deep spots. The good thing about that is I happen to know there's a deep spot down here under this bridge. Other than that, I may just walk upstream, but we shall see. All right, here we go. Time to get the feet wet. See how cold this is going to be. Let it soak in. Woohoo! That is some cold water, boys. That is some cold, cold water. But I'm hoping my feet will get used to it. All right, I'm gonna try this little bitty trout magnet. Don't really have him on the hook very good, but I'm gonna try this guy. I have been close to catching a few over here in this little runoff section. So that's what I'm gonna try. You know, now that I've been in the water for a little bit, it's not actually that cold at all. But I'm wondering if I'm a little too early in the season to be fishing creeks. I'm about to find out. The thing about fishing 2-pound line is you can't really see where your line is. Oh, I saw some minnows trailing. That should be interesting. The wind's blowing so hard though. Let's see if there's anything in here. So something was watching it. I kind of vibrate the tip of my rod. Oh, there's a little one. Got me one. Vibrate the tip of my rod a little bit. Well, he hit that like a ton of bricks for a little bitty fish. Oh, there we go. Now this is one of those species that you just know are in here. Little rock bass. Little mean-eyed rock bass. Bitty guy, cute as a button. Look at that. Look at that fish. Healthy, mean as can be, because I saw him come out and hit the fire out of that thing. Nice fish. So something I was saying earlier, and you'll probably see me doing it, is I'm kind of shaking my rod tip like that, because I'm fishing such shallow water that, and there's rocks and vegetation everywhere, that you'll get hung every cast if you don't do that. That is something I've learned over the years, that when you're fishing this super shallow water, you pretty much just have to do that. You don't have a choice. And you're still gonna get hung up 1,000 times. Nothing you can do about it. But you'll see me just lightly shake my tip like that as I'm slowly reeling in, and that keeps it from lodging in those rocks. Now I got hit a few times coming across here, so I'm gonna do this again. Could have been a rock, could have been a little rock bass. I think I'm seeing it this time. Might be rocks coming across there. And now I don't know if you can see, but maybe I'll show it a little bit later, but when you're shaking your rod tip like that, the bait is just dancing up and down, and it's not jumping up and down 2-3 feet. It's jumping up and down like millimeters. So it gives the bait a little bit more action, which is good. Getting in that moss, it's messed up my bait. Might as well just drag it on in here. Looks like a snake coming across the water. Nasty, nasty. Now it's on my reel. Great. In skinny water like this, you keep your rod tip high and you do the little shimmy shake. Gives the bait lots of action. I love these little sections where there's another little split coming in, a split off from the creek, and then it comes back in. That's usually a good spot. If anybody wants to know, I'm in about knee-high deep water-ish, a little bit over my knees right now. Ooh. That's the other thing about 2-pound line, is you get, your line is small enough to get into, believe it or not, the gap in the top of your reel, which is what's happening here. I'm sure if I had a higher quality reel, this would not be happening, but this is a cheapo. Come on, there it goes. Literally, my line is winding up inside the reel cap. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So now I gotta fix this. Let's see what I can do here. I knew something was up. My line wasn't reeling back right. Look at that mess. Holy smokes. Might be here for a bit. Let's see if I can just lightly pull this sucker apart, or if I'm gonna have to go to the truck and get the other rod. It's looking like a complete disaster here. A lot of little tight little, well, maybe not a complete disaster. See what I mean about this being like literal spider wire, not the kind you buy in the store, but the kind the spiders actually spin. It's so thin it can get into anything. I just don't see me getting this out because of the thinness of it. I had no idea. It's so clear that I had no idea that it was even underneath my reel. This is insane. Insanity. Might have to retie, cut all this crap off and retie, because it's not looking like a survivable item here. Yikes. Yeah, that's not gonna. All right, 15 minutes later, we're re-strung and ready to do this. Had to cut all that mess out. It was literally getting underneath the reel. I probably need to put a higher quality reel on this rig. That'll probably make a huge difference. I like the limberness of this. It's a 5'6" rod. Oh, is that a fish? No, I think I got in some schmutz. Did I get schmutz? No, something probably hit it right there. Might have been a little guy. Let's try this again. Go over next to that tree, see what's up. Bring him across the side. Let's try that again. Been wanting to use these little trout magnet craws, so I may swap here in a little bit and do some trout magnet craws. See what's up. Right now my reel looks like it's behaving actually. Oop, there's something. Might be too small for the gain. Oop. I don't know if that was something or not. Maybe I hit some schmutz. Let's see. Nope. Let's try out in the middle again. There's smallmouth in this creek. I won't be surprised if we get to one or two of them. Might just depend on the bait you throw. It's real skinny through here, and there's a rock. Oop, and now I'm above my knees. Nice. I just spooked off some smallies when I was trying to retrieve my bait, and they went back behind me. So I may try to grab one or two of them. Let's see. Although there are some pretty big suckers. I guess you could call them suckers. The ones that they're kind of like catfish. They just sit on the bottom and eat off the bottom. But there are absolutely smallmouth in here. I keep getting caught up in pollen and stuff. All right, I just had a hit coming across this little turbulent water over here. So I'm gonna keep doing that. See if I can pick up whatever it is that was hitting over there. It was on the other side, so maybe that's what I need to do, is get him to the other side here. There we go, coming across. Oop, there he was again. That is definitely not a rock. And there's something over there that wants it. It's probably small though. If you can't get this little thing in its mouth, I don't know that we necessarily need them. One more try on that side. Make sure my line's not getting caught up here. Nothing. All right, look at the size of this thing. We're in a creek in a suburban area. Look at that dude. Thing's almost the size of my hand. Look at that. I know my hands look horrible. I have eczema, for those of y'all that see my hands and wonder what the heck is going on. That's it. All right, I got this cool section up here. Comes around the bend pretty hard and then it slows down. And looks like it's a little deep coming through here. It's a prime section right here for fish. They get the food that's swept into the current, and they can just come out and snag it. I'm actually shocked I'm not getting hit through here. And I just got into a rock. So I'm gonna have to cross through this current here, go to the other side, take my time. Because believe it or not, even though you're in like knee-high water, if you're in one of these turbulent sections, it pushes your legs back, pushes your knees back. Right into the current. Let's see what we can get. Wow. Color me shocked. There's got to be a baby smallmouth in here somewhere. Come on, baby smallmouth, where are you? Coming across some rocks or something. Something was tapping at it, or that was rocks, one of the two. Current's moving pretty good up there. Oh. May have been rocks. I'm seeing some boulders in there. Oh, that's a fish. That's a fish. That sucker's fighting too. Smallmouth maybe? No, looks like another rock bass. Am I recording? Yeah. Whoa, he's considerably bigger than the other one. He's not massive, but he's bigger than the other one. All right, buddy. All right. Cool little rock bass. His eyes aren't as red as the other one was. Let's let him go. All right, I'm gonna go back into the same area, see if there's anything else out there. That fish hit real quick. Yep, got another one right away. Wonder if it's the same. Whoa, it's an acrobatic fish, so that's gotta be a smallmouth. Gotta be a smallmouth. Where are you? Can't see my line. All right, I'm coming to you. Whoa, he's pulling hard. Gotta be a smallmouth. Whoa, whoa, still pulling. Oh yeah. 100% little smallmouth. Good job, buddy. What a fight. What a fight. Cool little smallmouth. All right, where's my line here? Good job, man. Nice little fish. They say that Mill Creek is not a healthy creek, but I'm telling you, that's a healthy fish right there. 100%. And Yes, Mill Creek is polluted. I mean, you can just look off in this direction and you can see when it floods, there's plastic and there's wires and there's all kinds of stuff stuck in the trees when it floods, but that's because people leave crap in their backyards. And then it floods, it gets pushed into the creek. But the creek seems to me to be pretty daggum healthy. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this guy being let go. 60 frames a second. I need a little all right, let's talk about where I am. There's a little bit of turbulent water in here, taking a right, and there's just above it a fairly deep slack water, and I can see minnows and all kinds of stuff. So that's also a target spot for fishing creeks, is just above some turbulent water, and you just never know what you're gonna get. And I've made enough noise now, we've caught enough fish through here that more likely we just ruined this little hole. But hey, we got a couple out of this spot. That's nice. I want to go further up the creek, but I'm already at like ball height, if you know what I mean. And it's real mushy through here, so I don't want to have to swim. So I'm gonna turn around and go back towards the bridge I was talking about earlier. Come across this middle a few times, see what I can get. Reeling real slow. Oh my gosh, there's two big old smallmouth over there. Oh my gosh, I hope that was on camera. Something is going on over there. See if I can't get one of those. There's a couple of good sized ones, a little bit bigger than the one I just caught. When you get this pollen on your lure, it totally kills the action of it. There they are again. Something's going on over there. They're hitting bugs or something on the top of the water. They're just not interested in my little glub, split tail grub. But you know what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna switch this to a crawdad, one of those little trout magnet crawdads. Let's see what they do then. Something splashed right as my bait hit down. Darn. There's definitely something bigger size over there. I'd love to catch it on this 2-pound line. There's it over there now. All right, this new bait looks real buggy. But it's a little bit lighter, so I don't know if I'll be able to cast it all the way across, but we're gonna find out. That's pretty good. I'm gonna let him get to the bottom and just kind of crawl him. See if he looks enough like a crawdad that something wants to pick him up. He's definitely on the rocks, but it's also kind of muddy, so he's coming back to me without too much trouble. off in the distance. It's hilarious. And got some schmutz on there. Oh, missed that. Bad cast. There we go. Somewhere completely different. Oh, fish just came up to get a bug. Must not be interested in the crawdad. There's something eating bugs off the top of the water. And I'm into the schmutz. All right, let's head on back towards the bridge, see what we can do. That's actually the reason why I came out here. So let's move that direction. That's the other thing about fishing with 2-pound line is you can feel just about everything. And I can see over on the other side of the creek, there's some good rocks and such. And I'm thinking there might be a little rock bass over there or something. I could be wrong. And most likely I am. Well, I just busted my rear end, so my entire right side is completely soaked. But we're going to do this anyway because it's not that cold, so we shall see. There's something hitting. Something's got a hold of it. Does he still have it? Nope, he let go. Oh, must have been a little guy. He swam off with it, took it into the moss. There's definitely something small over there. Let's see. Let me try that again. There he is. Same fish, same spot. Ooh. I think he's grabbing the tail end of it. Well, I just busted my rear end, so my entire right side is completely soaked. But we're going to do this anyway because it's not that cold, so we shall see. There's something hitting. Something's got a hold of it. Does he still have it? Nope, he let go. Oh, must have been a little guy. He swam off with it, took it into the moss. There's definitely something small over there. Let's see. Let me try that again. There he is. Same fish, same spot. Oop. I think he's grabbing the tail end of it. Well, the water's not quite high enough from when I scouted this location out. This creek was coming in right here and it was flowing good, and I figured because it rained last night I'd have more flow coming out of this little runoff area, but I got nothing. So I'm gonna go down a little bit further and then I'm gonna call it. You got to see these little fish attacking this little crawdad. It's hilarious. I mean, it's like feeding frenzy. Bop, 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 bop. Not that time. Of course, right when I say watch this is when it doesn't happen. There we go. Oh, there he is. Just gonna let him pick it up and go. It's gonna be a small fish. Let me see if I can just pull him back here. Nope. Well, y'all, I think I'm gonna call this one. This section of the creek is just entirely too skinny. I mean, really skinny. And the fish that are here are the tiny ones that can't even get a trout magnet in their mouth. So I'm gonna head back to the truck and think about where I'm gonna go tomorrow, because it looks like it's gonna be a decent day tomorrow too. So thinking about going down and hitting the duck, but we shall see. All right, catch you next time on 615 Fishing.